Purpose is not an idea. It is not a slogan. It is not a sentence you write on a wall or a phrase you repeat at a seminar. Purpose is the quiet pulse inside every human being that whispers, "You were made for something meaningful." And although the world is louder than ever, that whisper never disappears. It only waits for us to stop long enough to hear it, to trust it, and to allow it to shape the way we lead, work, and live. Every person has a why. Every team has a why. Every movement, every breakthrough, every change in the world began because someone, somewhere, lit a spark of purpose and had the courage to fan that spark into flame. Yet most people don't live from that spark, not because they lack it, but because they were never shown how to protect it. We are taught what to do. We are taught how to do it, but rarely are we taught why we do it. And without the why, action becomes motion without meaning. Work becomes pressure instead of passion, and life becomes a schedule instead of a story. Purpose is not something you find by accident. It is something you discovered by intention. It is something you commit to understanding, then commit to expressing, and ultimately commit to embodying every single day. This is where true leadership begins. Not with authority, not with titles, not with credentials, but with clarity. Clarity about who you are, what you believe, and why it matters. When leaders start with why, something extraordinary happens. People begin to follow not because they have to, but because they want to. And the moment someone chooses to follow you willingly, not out of fear, not out of obligation, not out of incentive, that is the moment leadership transforms from management into inspiration. The world is filled with leaders who know what they want people to do, but very few who know why it should be done. And the world follows the latter every time. Why? Purpose changes everything. If you tell someone what to do, they may comply. If you explain how to do it, they may improve. But if you share why it matters, they will commit. Commitment is the difference between a team that performs and a team that transforms. It is the difference between a company that competes and a company that leads. It is the difference between a person who survives the day and a person who shapes the future. The human brain is wired to respond to purpose. We don't wake up motivated by tasks on a checklist. We wake up motivated by meaning. When we understand why our actions matter to us, to our families, to our communities, to the world, the mundane becomes meaningful and the routine becomes rewarding. Purpose fuels resilience. When obstacles inevitably appear, purpose gives us the emotional fuel to keep going. When others doubt us, purpose anchors us. When failure hits, purpose reframes it as feedback rather than defeat. Without a why, the road gets heavy. With a why, even the hard days become steps toward something worthwhile. And this is why purpose is essential for leadership. Leaders are not responsible for being perfect. They are responsible for being clear. Clarity guides the team. Clarity builds trust. And trust is the currency of human cooperation. A leader who communicates a powerful why gives others permission to feel connected, valued, and understood. The three psychological experiences human beings crave most. The power of the golden circle. One of the most transformative ideas in leadership thinking is the golden circle. Why? The purpose, cause, or belief. How? The principles or methods. What? The products, actions, or results. Most people communicate from the outside in. What, how, why. But inspired leaders, the ones who spark movements and rewrite industries, communicate from the inside out. Why, how, what. Why is the magic. Why is the magnet? Why is the message that touches the human heart before the human mind? People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. People don't follow what you say. They follow why it matters to you. People don't commit to a plan. They commit to a purpose. When leaders start with why, they build cultures that are not driven by pressure, but by passion. Not fueled by fear, but by trust. Not held together by authority, but by belief. A team aligned with a clear why becomes unstoppable because they are not just working for a paycheck, they are working for a shared cause. The courage to be authentic. Leadership rooted in why requires courage. Not loud courage, but consistent courage. The courage to speak honestly. The courage to act in alignment with your values. The courage to admit mistakes and learn openly. The courage to be seen as human in a world obsessed with perfection. Authenticity is not about being flawless. It is about being real. And people follow leaders who are real. They follow leaders who show that vulnerability is not a weakness, but an invitation. An invitation for others to show up as themselves too. Great leaders don't stand above their teams. They stand with them. They listen, they learn, they adapt, they grow. They are not afraid to say, I don't know, but together we'll figure it out. That single sentence is more inspirational than 1,000 commands. Leaders who pretend to know everything create distance. Leaders who embrace honesty create connection, and connection is the heart of leadership. Trust, the invisible engine. Trust is built through consistency, clarity, and care. Consistency shows reliability. Clarity shows intention. Care shows humanity. Trust grows when actions align with values, when words match behavior, when promises become commitments that are honored. It is not built in a single moment, but earned in countless small ones. The quickest way to destroy trust is to forget your why and drift into decisions that contradict your principles. The surest way to build it is to let your why guide everything you do. A team that trusts its leader does not fear risk. They fear standing still. They innovate, explore, challenge, create, because they know they are safe to try and safe to fail. This psychological safety is the birthplace of greatness. Without trust, people hold back. With trust, they come alive.